of my most cherished role. I have completed many wonderful and awesome engagements throughout Northumberland County. I am blessed indeed by this role and the people that I have had the grace to meet and share my time with during this past first year. And I would say to all of us, let the journey continue. A very happy and a very prosperous new year to all of you here, your families and friends, and a very happy and long life to you all too. Long live our gracious Majesty, the Queen.
Well, thank you very much, Mandy, for starting off another great event, the first one of 2016. And it is the first year anniversary, right to the day of Mandy's appointment as town crier, and she's done a wonderful job throughout the whole year. I'd like us all to give a little round. So on behalf of all of Town Council, I want to welcome everybody to the 2016 levee. It's very nice of you all to come out and share this event with it. We very much appreciate it. We will be getting, before I call on our poet laureate, I would like to make a few introductions first of all. We have our Deputy Mayor John Henderson back here. Councillor Brian Darling over against the curtain as well. And his wife Lillian is sitting right down here with the grandchildren. Thank you, Lillian. And also over on this side is Councillor Teresa Rickerby and her husband Scott with the children. We have Councillor Forrest Rowden also sitting over in this area. And we have Councillor Deborah McCarthy at the very back with her friend Scott Falconer. Okay. And then also over here Larry Sherwin and his wife Ginny. So also very much appreciated in attendance today, we have our MPP Lou Rinaldi right here, his wife Diane. I can never thank you enough, Lou, for all the things you do for Cobourg and now also Northumberland County. We also have former Mayor Peter Delaney sitting over here with his wife Suzanne. Thank you so much for coming. And of course our very special guest is one of the fathers of Confederation in the town of Cobourg. Oh, I'm sorry. We also have Joan Chalovich, former Mayor Joan Chalovich. Sorry, Joan. Thank you for coming too. But we also have James Coburn, one of the founding forefathers of our great country and a Cobourg citizen, also known as Rob Franklin. Thank you, Rob, for coming out for this occasion. Now I'm going to call on our poet laureate, Ted Amsden, to come up and give us the official poem, his official poem for 2016.
Thank you, Mayor. And I can't go directly to the poem. I don't get in front of you people much. 2015 was a year I spent in front of my computer, often lonely days. The times that revived me were when I stepped onto my front porch and considered where I live. We live in a wonderful town, in a beautiful part of Ontario. The citizens of Cobourg, I think, are energetic, optimistic, and open. This is a successful, friendly community because of you and our capable town council. It occurred to me as well that Cobourg is not a small town anymore. Thank you. It punches above its weight. This is not to say we live in a small city or a big town. It simply means that I think there's nothing small about Cobourg. However, I do have a few things to say. about town council. A few predictions. In the first instance, with town council firmly committed to holding afternoon sessions, seniors who, when council was held in the evening, did not attend council because of the prospect of evening travel, will begin to fill the seats placed for the public in increasing numbers. Finding the experience of attending council as good as a rest, they will flock to the event thinking it's a good new place to nap. Ooh. In 2016, Town Council will issue rules regarding the use of drones, as the whiny little mechanical insects are increasingly seen waiting in line at drive-through lanes of donuts and fast food franchises. Yard debris pickup schedules will be increased this year as Council realizes taxpayers are galvanized when free services are offered. Council, recognizing each bag represents an expenditure of considerable number of calories, will begin tracking the health of residents based on the number of bags placed curbside. And I predict the municipal worker who paints with such freehand abandon the black tar lines on our roadways will be given a prize for abstract artistry.
Indeed.
And Cobourg's waterfront will continue to draw focus as our very own Times Square is being born. It's being born as we speak. The tartification of the formerly industrial waterfront lands has already begun with great success with the installation of Christmas lights in the Marina Waterfront Park. Soon there will be big screens and a naked fisherman offering tourists the opportunity to appear in a selfie with him or her for a fee. In 2016, Cobourg children would continue to ask for more, despite the arguments of their culturally opportunistic parents who, having read about keeping things local, about having thoughts about saving the planet, about having wondered deeply about controlling costs, will attempt to con their cute little charges with the claim that less is more, honey. The police will continue the practice of not issuing tickets to drivers using such handheld devices as donuts when such persons are communicating with their stomachs. I predict there will be in 2016, there will be no threat due to the actions of terrorist organization, with the exception of the flocks of geese who continue to fly over Cobourg in record numbers, honking and squawking in menacingly martial formations. And finally, in 2016, Port Hopians will finally begin to think kindly of Cobourg, knowing generations of rivalry are subsiding in favor of cost-sharing initiatives such as shared fire service communications. So when it came time to write my poem this year, I was struck about how nice December was, and I wanted to catch a little memory of how nice it was mid-December. So this poem is called Weather, Humongously Delightful for D.C. Ember. A yellow filter sparkles grass that won't lie down. Shadows long and charcoal stretch from the front to the back of the yard. A cocoon of blue has put a wrap on the day. Everywhere, winter-ready backyards flaunt spring sunshine. Squirrels wrestle amorously. Birdies bob, tackling tidbit seeds and berries. Drifting out the front door, thinking about tanning, about sitting, about no coat, no shoes. When mild as a storm not in mind, wishful thinking that winter's never going to arrive, is a Christmas present I open early. No rum-rum running neighbor running his snowblower, only the tumbling sounds of mice rocking my house. Formations of geese sanctioning the skies, dogs everywhere leading humans to utter gasps of thanks for the absence of salt underfoot. Mid-December 2015, Cobourg, a town without a winter worry for now. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much, Ted, and I hope you will get a copy of that to our clerk, Lorraine Brace. Thank you. So, well, here we are in 2016. I woke up this morning and I thought to myself, where did 2015 go? The second thing I thought was, where's my wife? And it turns out she was in the bathroom and has been off and on ever since, so she's missing her first levee in 9 years. So, yeah. But it's just flown by for me, and it's hard to believe we're just wrapping up the first year of a new council. A year that has been busy and filled with a lot of good progress. And it all started with council's strategic planning session in February. All of council got together for a 2-day session to establish our goals for a 4-year term and we came up with 5 key areas of focus. One was ensuring open, clear, and timely communications. Another, supporting the preservation and enhancement of the town's art, culture, and heritage. Promoting diverse and economic development opportunities. Managing sustainable growth and development. And improving efficiencies and effectiveness in municipal operations. And it is a pleasure for me, on behalf of Council, to report that we have made progress in every one of these 5 objectives. And we are on track to complete all of the actions that are supporting the 5 objectives by the end of this term of Council. We did start off 2015 with an issue with downtown parking meters being a controversial topic. And while there were some concerns and even opposition from some citizens of Cobourg, it is now considered a success by the majority of businesses downtown. And I do check with the downtown businesses on a regular basis, and the feedback from them is customers are happy, they can now choose how long they want to park without having to worry about tickets or rushing back to move their car. And I checked, as I said, I checked regularly. I was downtown shopping yesterday and checked with another business owner downtown and got the same feedback again yesterday. And for the town, it is a financial success as it gives us parking revenue from a user pay system that we are putting into a parking reserve to address the future needs of parking in Cobourg. And we can do that without having to go back and address the situation through taxes. Because at a 60% occupancy, our parking meters are generating $260,000 a year that we can put into our reserve. And the next challenge that we faced early in 2015 was the financial and governance issues of the Art Gallery of Northumberland. However, we did work with them in partnership to help them through a rough spot, and even though they had to close for 6 months, it gave the Art Gallery of Northumberland time to reinvent itself and come back with a strong business plan for a stronger future. With the Art Gallery being an important part of our local culture, this was the first test for Council to live up to our strategic plan objective of supporting the preservation and enhancement of the town's art, culture, and heritage. And we passed the test with very high marks. Next came the Civic Awards ceremony in April. And again, we were able to recognize many of the volunteers that contribute so much to our high quality of life in Cobourg in front of a packed audience right here in this concert hall. It never ceases to amaze me how blessed we are in Cobourg with our volunteers. After 14 years, there are still people getting the recognition they deserve. This leads nicely into my commercial break for this year's Civic Awards. So again this year, the awards night will be held in April on Wednesday the 27th. And the good news is the deadline for nominations is February the 29th. So please pick up a nomination form at Victoria Hall, the library, or a few other spots, and then put in a nomination for some persons that you know to be good volunteers supporting the town of Cobourg. Next, following up on election promises by council members, we did hold public meetings on the topic of marina expansion. And the issue of development in the Inner Harbour has been resolved to the satisfaction of many. However, that does not mean we will not see waterfront changes in the future, as the Parks Master Plan and Waterfront Strategy have some very interesting concepts that we will have to investigate over time. 2015 was a very good year for us in terms of being approved for 3 major events that are going to take place here in Cobourg in 2017. The 55-plus Seniors Games, the Men's Curling Tankard, and the Hockey Canada RBC Cup. Another world-class event. Preparation for all 3 of these events are already underway, and there are 3 more events that will fill our hotels and restaurants while injecting millions of dollars into our local economy. Now, during the 2014 municipal election, there was some interest from the public on the governance model of Cobourg Council. And I personally made a commitment that if I was elected, that we would review the current governance model of coordinators of town functions versus a committee of the whole system. We did strike an ad hoc committee to review both models, and we ended up with what we call a hybrid model of a mix of the two. And starting on January the 4th, which is only a few days away, we will be implementing that change in governance at our first committee of the whole meeting of council. October saw another successful Cobourg Day, where we showcased many of our town operations through open doors tours. As usual, people who took the tours were impressed with the staff knowledge and efficiency. And each year I select a mayor for the day from the submissions that are sent to me, and I take the individual on the town tour with me. J.R. Coronel was a student chosen this year as the mayor for a day, and he displayed a remarkable calm and controlled demeanor throughout the whole day and the council meeting in the evening. He turned out to be an excellent student who I have no doubt will excel in his chosen field when he finishes his education. And yes, Virginia, there really is a Christmas magic. It just happens to be in a different place. And I can tell you, the end result is very positive. I have had numerous emails, calls, and comments, even today on the receiving line, positive comments about the location of Christmas Magic in Rhodey Waterfront Park. So people are just so happy that they can now easily walk among the lights and give them a totally different experience for Christmas Magic. So it certainly gets my vote to return to the same place again next year. Thank you for that support. And supporting downtown Cobourg, we formed a downtown coalition committee to ensure all the projects we have identified for downtown are being moved forward. Results are already showing with the completion of the Henley Arcade project and the decrease in empty stores. All are pointing to a successful 2016 for the downtown. And as usual, I always like to give a bit of an economic update for the town of Cobourg. People are very much interested in how our economy is doing. And so I have a number of items I want to talk about. I'm working with Mayor Bob Sanderson of Port Hope, Mayor Adrian Foster of Clarington, our MP Lou Rinaldi, and our MP Kim Rudd on getting the attention of Metrolinx for a GO train service to West Northumberland. And we will continue on with that this year, hopefully making some good progress. We have two companies that have achieved national recognition this year, one being Brand New Foods Canada, and they are the Kale Chip Company. They were featured on the Food Network, along with winning a Live Retail and Consumer Choice Awards, and 2 Premier's Awards for Agri-Food Innovation Excellence in the last 2 years. Lorenz Conveying Products achieved national recognition as one of Canada's fastest growing companies 2 years in a row through Canadian Business Magazine on the annual Profit 500 list. Again, helping to put Cobourg on the map. We are continuing to work with 2 prospective new manufacturing businesses for the town of Cobourg and 2 major expansions for existing manufacturing in the town of Cobourg. So I'm very optimistic 2016 is going to be a very good year for us in Cobourg and for economic development. In the Financial Post ranking of entrepreneurial cities with a population less than 149,000, Cobourg moved up from 39th place to 18th place in 2015, creating valuable exposure that will draw more economic development opportunities for Cobourg, along with the 47 new businesses, yes, that's right, 47 new businesses opened in Cobourg. Now that does include service and retail. Now, finishing off 2015 was an exciting, very exciting time for me. We hosted the Junior A World Challenge in Cobourg in December with a hugely successful turnout of all the games. Teams were from Russia, Czechoslovakia, Switzerland, the United States, and 2 teams from Canada. And the final gold medal game, which was held in the CCC here in Cobourg, was shown on national TV by TSN. Again, giving our community huge exposure to the nation. You know, all the numbers are not in yet, but based on historical data for this particular event, we expect that we will have injected over $1 million into the local economy as a result of that week-long hockey tournament. Now, moving ahead to 2016, Council will be facing a major decision on a request from the Northumberland Medical Arts Building. Do we waive fees slightly in excess of $300,000? This decision should be made by the end of January. Next is the 2016 budget, an item that is closely watched by many people and something we are very conscientious about. And in my opinion, we have demonstrated good financial responsibility for a number of years now, because personally, my Cobourg taxes from 2010 to 2015 have increased by 3.98%. And no, the mayor does not get a special rate, and I have two previous mayors here that can attest to the fact that mayors don't get a special rate on taxes. But I do guarantee you, we will continue on this path of fiscal responsibility. And early in 2016, we will see the completion of the Downtown Master Plan, which is out for public input just as I'm speaking now. This document will be a great reference item for all development downtown, as it will provide a toolbox of items that will be used by property owners, business owners, the DBIA, and planning. And then next up, as soon as the frost is out of the ground, we're going to see the long-awaited reconfiguration of Monroe and Division Street. That intersection has been a little bit of a thorn in our side for quite a while. But again, after public meetings and public input, we have a design that will benefit automobiles, cyclists, and pedestrians, all the way from University Avenue, north on Division to Midtown Mall. The warmer weather will see the whole community involved in Communities in Bloom, an event that Cobourg was successfully involved in a number of years ago, and we are now officially registered again to showcase our town and compete with other communities for a very coveted ranking in this category. Now, the final item I want to talk about and touch on goes back to our strategic plan again. And this relates to our objective of ensuring open and clear and timely communications. Our website, which offers the most effective means of communicating to the public, will undergo a major overhaul this year, and in terms of easier navigation, better information, and an interactive feature which will allow us to get feedback from the public. Now, I could go on and on about all the projects that we're going to have, and give you a glimpse of what's lying ahead. But I think I've been up here long enough, and there are a few people standing that are probably ready for me to finish almost any time. But I just want to assure you that all of council is looking very much forward to 2016. We're eager to get at it and knock some more items off our list on our strategic plan. And we're doing it, and who do we do it for? We're not doing it for ourselves. We're doing it for you, the people of Cobourg. So in closing, I do have a few thank yous. I want to thank once again Paul Storms, the director of the Concert Band of Cobourg, and all the number of band members that came out today. So thank you very much for the giving around. Thank you, Paul and the band. You're such great supporters of everything that's Cobourg. Also want to thank the Dutch oven for the punch, pastries, and everything on the table out here. Also Weston's, who every year donate Christmas cake to this event. So Weston's, they are well known for their Christmas cakes, and this year is no exception. So thank you, Weston's. We also have the Victoria Hall volunteers, who are actually your hosts today, and I'll name them. There are Patricia Commons. Patricia? Thank you. Janet Johnson. I've seen them all here somewhere. Oh, there's Janet. Elizabeth Parkin back beside Janet. Fran Richardson. Barbara Tate. And as my young son said when he was going to West Collegiate, the amazing Barbara Jean Taylor. But I'd also like to thank the whole of the Victoria Hall volunteers for their support and partnership with the town of Cobourg in refreshing the lobby of Victoria Hall. If you didn't notice on the way in, please do so on your way out. The walls are more orderly, and the whole foyer is cleaner and brighter, and it also has 2 much improved display cases. And then my final thanks belongs to my executive assistant, Petra Hartwig. Thank you, Peter, not just for today, but for all you do all year long. And on behalf of council, I just now want to wish everyone a very happy, healthy, and prosperous 2016. Thank you.